this FMS A-10 70mm EDF is one of the most marvelous planes out there. I can't get enough of flying this plane. However, a lot of pilots get intimidated on these larger EDFs. I understand. It's a big plane. It's an expensive plane. You don't want to pile it in. So in this video, I'm going to go over one, the flyability, but also the setup and a lot of landings, because that's the scariest part I think people have, is bringing these big planes in. I'm going to go over the good and the bad and how I land this plane and what not to do as well. Stick around. I find that when people are having a hard time landing a plane, often it's the setup. The CG probably too far forward, not enough elevator, they're flying on safe that doesn't allow you to really use that elevator properly. And in this case, flaps. Using flaps to slow the plane down, because if you don't, you're going to bounce. If you can't get the nose up, you're going to bounce. There's a lot of variables there. Here's my setup for the plane. If you're interested in more details about assembly and things like that, I did a video a while back, link in the description below. So I want to cover a couple things about the plane. One is it's just the flyability of it. It flies exceptionally well. It's very stable. I do have AS3X Plus running on it, and it just does a great job of smoothing it out. But I also enjoy the scale flyability of this. Yes, I'm sure you could inverted Harrier it and all kinds of cool stuff. I'm pretty much going to do my normal scale type of aerobatics, and then we're going to get into slow flight, and then a bunch of landings, good and bad. And I kind of narrate through those as far as what's going on. Mike, I'm going to do some landings. Kind of full flap. Landing gears down, backing off on throttle. Making my turn, cutting back on throttle a little bit more, drop some altitude. Got it set on idle. Trying to level her off here to kind of get a nice nose up landing. Beautiful. Quick commercial break for SteffenRC. If you're not familiar with my channel, I really focus on helping new pilots get the most out of the hobby. Whether it's setting up your radio, or setting up a plane, or learning how to land, or in different techniques. If you find this useful, please subscribe to the channel so you'll see all my latest videos. Thanks a lot. Flip my flaps down one notch when I take off so it doesn't do anything weird. Let's do another. This plane will slow down a lot, so you're thinking you're in half throttle flying, and it definitely will slow down with those flaps. But I am trying to get her to drop some altitude. She has climbed, so I'm cutting back throttle completely. Now, bringing it back on a little. And nice touchdown. Let's do it again. Full flap. Making my turn. And I like a nice wide turn, especially when I'm flying slower, so I don't have any issues. Backing off on throttle quite a bit, now almost idle. I'm just letting her come on in and now bring that nose up. Just cute as can be.
Takeoff flaps. Flaps up.
Throttle up a little, get some speed.
Takeoff flaps. Landing
Takeoff flaps again. Keeping on the power on my base to final. I can always scrub off some speed. It's climbing a little bit, climbing too much. Dang it. Messed up my whole approach. Backed off throttle completely. Now I'm back on idle. You see how critical throttle control is. You're constantly modulating.
Takeoff flaps.
If you try to take off sometimes with full flap, your front nose gear is going to wheelbarrow, basically, or it won't have control. Let's try another landing, coming in, making my base to final, cutting back on throttle just a little bit, just kind of getting a nice descent on that base to final. That's much better. That's what I like right there. Come in here, little elevator. She just lands really, really nice, this particular jet. Every jet's going to be slightly different, but it's easy to get intimidated and get the shaky thumbs and knees when you're trying to fly these things.
Landing flaps.
I think the only way around it is to do this, to practice a lot,
30 seconds.
to just get it nailed. It just takes some practice and time. Got my good approach, got idle. You can hear the motor. A little hard. I idled too much and got fixated on her, and should have gave a little bit more power there. If you fail to give power, the plane's going to stall and it's going to drop, like right here. I just didn't give enough power, and it dropped and hit the nose wheel and bounced. Now I got mesmerized by what was going on and not paying attention to my throttle. On this landing, I'm falling into the same thing where I've got it kind of idle, not really paying attention. At the very end, I give that throttle that gave it enough that it smoothed out the touchdown and didn't bounce, but it's just ugly. Well, I just barely caught that one. I'm letting it get a little too slow on that. And it doesn't stall, it just drops. And then you get a bouncy.
Flight pack 22.3 volts. Takeoff flaps. Landing flaps. Time expired.
Got a 4-minute timer. All right, coming in. I do a lot of these landing videos. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a comment on what do you think? Are these helpful to you? I'd love to know. Landing these big EDFs, some of them can land real gentle. This thing, it's an A-10. It flies exceptionally stable. It's level. I can slow down a lot without worrying about it dropping out of the sky on me.
Motor off.
Thanks for watching.